Welcome to the Epirus Campaign for Et Impera 1.2.7. In the last part, I pushed out and took Nuria, which appears to break all the rules I normally talk about, the fact that you should always plan to take complete provinces. But Nuria is one of those exceptions, and the reason for it is that because it's a provincial capital and it sits on effectively a crossroads in this area, if I hover over here, you'll see the zone of control covers all the entrances coming down towards Patavium here. And what it means is if you get any hostile forces coming in here, they can't slip past unless they take Nuria. And once the garrison is built up here, and I will be making this more into a military centre, this can be defended very easily with a small army plus the garrison. Now, another reason for taking Nuria is the fact of the shape of the province. Now, the province effectively curves round the top of the Alps, which are here. And what I like to do is pump in quite a lot of culture. That's why I've got my governor up here, and start to convert these three settlements to Hellenic. And so therefore, this is very much a long-term policy, because when the time comes to push out this way, one of the problems you have is due to these passes here. You can see if I put the cursor over there, you'll see that they've got attrition because these passes, especially in winter, can get blocked. And what you want to have is the ability that when you push out this way, when you take Curia and Octoduran, you keep a big proportion of the population because the culture is high. And that means that your armies can replenish and keep pushing out rather than getting trapped with a damaged army here, a poor population, and a winter cycle, which means you can't get back across to replenish. So that is a little bit of strategy that's specific to this area. Now, before we move on to some actual gameplay, I just want to talk about a game mechanic, which is somebody asked a question about in the comments. That is, what buildings do you put into provinces to make them profitable? In Et Impera, compared to the vanilla game, there is no definitive prescription over what to build in each settlement, because with all the special resources and also special buildings, which I'll talk about in a little while, what you need to do is remember a few basic rules. Now, there's two fundamental rules that govern the economy in Et Impera. One is that all provinces are not created equal. There is a big disparity between provinces. Some have the potential to make a really vast amount of money, and I'll show you an example of that in a minute. And some will never make money. They're complete turkeys, and they're quite often in the more desolate areas. So like up in the cold north here, there are some provinces that are sometimes they're only two regions, and they will never make money. And it also applies to, if I come onto this area here, it also applies to down here in the desert areas. So there are some very wealthy provinces down here, especially in the east here, down in this area where you can find spices. And there's a very unique building, well, I think it's called a spice trader, which can make you a pile of money. There's also gold down in here. So there are some wealthy provinces, but there are other provinces down here which are a complete bust, and that also applies going across North Africa. So as you play each campaign, get in the habit of remembering where the profitable provinces are. And on this map, I'll just go through where some are. Now, you've got one up here around the Averni. There's gold up here in this area. I can't remember the name of the province specifically. And of course, one of the richest provinces going is actually down here. It's Thrake, because what it has lead. It also has grain in the provincial capital. And more importantly, I think in Odessa's here, it has trained slaves. Now, trained slaves are one of the, you could say, there's four resources which really make you lots of money. One is salt, which can make you a lot of money, and it is incredibly rare. The next one is trained slaves. Of course, there's spices down here, I mentioned here. And of course, there's also gold, which is another good one. So there are these key centers, I think. And of course, there's also other provinces, like if you're down in Mesopotamia here, which are incredibly well set up for producing food. And that is another province you always want to go for. And of course, down here you've got Egypt and Alexandria. That's got some unique buildings. and I'm pretty sure that's got gold as well. But more importantly, Egypt has iron, which is, I think it's down here in, I can't remember what the province is called in here. There's also iron here, and this is again is these are the regions you've got to know, because iron doesn't make you money, but it does enhance your weapons and armor. And if you get any settlement with iron in, and possibly copper, the copper can be another settlement that can actually enhance your overall economy and your armor. So these are the settlements you've got to go for. Also down here in Ethiopia is gold as well. So these are the wealthy settlements that you've got to aim for. These are the ones you're going to build up and become economic hubs. And then, as I say, there are other settlements that have specialist resources like glass, and I can't remember the other one. But I think if we can find, what's it, potassium, as we got the glass trader here. Now, the other thing you also got to look out for is if there's any regions that have specialist buildings that actually have faction-wide benefits, because these can really have a very big impact. Now, the other thing you're also looking for is historical cities like Rome, Athens, Alexandria. If I click on Rome here, what you're looking at is the capital buildings here. What you'll see is some of these really historical province capitals have the actual main primary building that can generate a lot of wealth. You can see there that if I take this up to the top level, you will see that I can get 2,025 wealth from subsistence alone. I mean, even the other options here, the Eternal City is worth 1,500. It's also interesting that there's actually a barracks here. I've forgotten that. So this again is something you need to look at when you are building up areas there. I think what we need is the, is it not a muster field? Where is it? I knocked this down for a very specific reason. Workshop there is. And that actually would give me the artillery. Kind of wondering whether I actually need this barracks here, but I think I'll keep it just in the short term. So you've therefore you've got Rome down over here in this region here. There's actually you probably can't see it, but there's actually a port that actually makes a lot of money. That also applies to Alexandria, and of course you've also got wonders in some places as well. I don't know if we take a look. There's another area that you want to look at is down here. If you see that you've got areas here that actually have specific benefits, and it's these benefits that can really add to your economy. You can see there you've got basic food production +2, foreign resistance to -5 public order. I don't know whether that's because the Century hasn't got anything. Let's just have a look at Rome. Oh, and what we've also let me just see. Paris. Trustworthy local party, regional consent here. Just actually let's go up to Rome. I think Rome might be a bit more interesting. If we come up to Rome, what you will see here in Rome, we've got food production base growth +3, tax potential +20, farming and grazing potential +7, trade potential +5. You can see how powerful Rome is in building up your overall empire. And if we come across to, I think it's Irinium, what you will see here is again we got this wealth, and you can see that this is reflected in the actual income from Rome, and that is the fact that we're already on 10,758 income, and we've barely got going. And I think that's the amazing element. Now, one thing I will say is that no matter how well you build up your economy, is you've got to keep your empire maintenance under control. And if we come into here, you see my empire maintenance at the moment is 20%. Now, if your empire maintenance starts to get to 50% or above, that's the point where you've really got to start saying, I need to get this down, I need to fix it. Because your empire maintenance above 50%, and especially as it moves towards 100%, will literally destroy your entire economy. And once you say up to about 60-70%, you're at a point of almost no return, and it's going to take a long time to re-establish your economy. For that reason, what you want to do is build a library in every provincial capital you've got. And if you don't have libraries, find the buildings in every faction that reduce down your Empire maintenance. And if I can find the library, so if you get down here, you'll see that once I've built the top level library, I get minus 1.5% Empire maintenance reduction for every library or provincial capital that has one. So if you imagine you've got 10 provincial capitals, that is equivalent of 10.5 reduction in Empire maintenance. There's also the sanitation buildings. I can't remember. So when you're playing a faction, spend some time learning what the key buildings are. Here we are. This is the water tank here. See, if you come down here, you will see that the Empire maintenance reduction on a water tank is -1. So again, if you combine that with where is it? Where's the library? Amphibium. I don't think I've got a library in here just yet, but you see here the library here. So in this campaign, I'll be looking to get a tier 4 library and a fully maxed out sanitation building in every provincial capital, because that will give me minus 2.5% Empire maintenance reduction in every provincial capital, which will then, as I expand, that will actually, well, make money. Is probably the polite way of saying it. And anyway, so that is a very quick overview of what to build. Spend time looking at your provinces and work on which ones develop best. And as you play more and more campaigns, try and remember where these provinces are, because these are the provinces you plan to capture, which is one of the reasons why I'm pushing down here. Because I really want Thrake, because Thrake is a real money generator which will complement Rome. And of course, I mean, a lot of people will go for Athens, but Athens is a relatively weak one. I mean, you can make money down here, but there's not a lot of great resources down here. The only really good resource down here is marble for Sparta, which you need for other buildings. The copper here would be quite nice as well. Anyway, I'm getting, but you can see we can also get marble up here. Now, anyway, so let's just get down to the gameplay. As I say, in the last part we got there, I'm kind of thinking garrison here is still a little bit weak. I'm wondering whether I can just kind of zoom in here and smack this before they get too strong. I think I'm going to go for it just to see if we can do this. I mean, they've got a weak navy. It says 50-50. Again, they've got no real cavalry. They've got a little army there. They've got one cavalry unit. This army is damaged. They've got a fairly strong navy that's going to be full of probably missile troops, but we'll be able to wipe them up with the cavalry. I can imagine what the auto resolve says. Yeah, yeah, we can win this. I'm pretty confident, in theory. Yeah, they're going to stay in the settlement because they've got a navy and it's a coastal town. Nice and dry, so we'll start deployment. Let's have a look at the settlement. This is a relatively good settlement to get into because there's 3 entry points. One over here, and one up straight up through the center. The only thing we're going to have to be careful of is their navy. We need to get their navy ashore. I think we'll just put the front line together. So we're going to put strong front line there. Put the slingers on each flank as usual. You there. Put you there. Okay, we're going to team up the general with the heavy shock cav and put them on this side. Tarantines we're going to put over here. Actually, I'm going to take 2 sets of slingers over here, actually, with the Tarantines. So what we're going to have to do is bring this slinger unit over this side. I'm going to fight with there. The elephants. Trying to think of it. I think the elephants might be better over here with the general. Now, I want some heavy infantry working with the over there. I want a couple of heavy infantry working over here as well. You're going to be my flanking assault units. Now, there's a good chance they're going to come out at us. So I'm going to put these guys on this side. I'm going to bring you up to there. What are you? And we're going to have a couple of thorax swordsmen on this side here. And what we're going to do is try and draw them out from this point of view. I mean, they'll probably stay in the settlement to begin with. But we're going to kind of move these guys forward.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Yeah, the reinforcements are coming in from there. Okay. We're going to have to be a little bit careful to defend this flank. I'll bring the Tarentines back that way. Move these guys in that way. You would guess that the Navy's coming in from that side, so I've kind of lost that bet by bringing these up here. So what I might do is bring... We're going to bring the cavalry back over this way. And we're just going to leave these guys on this side here at the moment. I think we're going to be reasonably safe over here. Oops. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to leave one Sarissa unit over here. We'll bring Tarentines over here with the shot cav. I'm going to bring you over here. This is... Well, it looks like most of their navy is actually infantry. It'd be useful. I think we're going to keep the general just here. And we're going to move the elephants over there. I think if we can get the elephants in amongst their navy. Right, they're not coming out at us, so... That slinger unit forward. Get you guys there. Actually. Form phalanx. You guys come in reserve there. You guys team up with that. Right. Yeah. They're kind of congregating there. Move these guys up into the trees, along with the armored elephants. General. I think you're wasting your ammunition, so. Kind of tipping these guys down a little bit. We'll keep you there. You're not really quite ready yet to hack your way in. Over here. Right, he's slowly grinding these down.
Slingers! Italian swordsmen! Pike infantry, ready! Advance!
Like infantry ready.
Italian cavalry!
Haha. We've got an ambush for you guys.
Tarantine cavalry! Understood! Armored elephant!
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Oh, they've got a few ashore there. They've got some here. But I think we can ambush these guys.
At your service! Cut for glory! Charge! Tarantine cavalry!
Tarantines pull away while the elephants come in. Haha. Gotcha. Whoops, we're getting some missile fire coming in. But we'll be okay.
Understood. Missiles are...
Right, we know that there's somebody in here.
Thorax swordsman! Italian spearman! Yes, commander! Quick! Pike! March!
These guys in here. Hey, what have I got over here?
Sarissa cavalry!
Sarissa's coming close there. Want to keep an eye on this area here.
Thorax swordsman! Orders! Commander! Understood! At your service!
We have discovered the enemy's.
Bronze shield pikes! Pikes at the ready!
Come.
Tarantine cavalry! Slingers!
Slingers.
Thorax swordsman! Italian
Right, bring the infantry round there.
orders understood. Ready for orders? Bronze shield pikes! Ready for orders! Hoplites ready! Break the lines! Sarissa cavalry!
One of our units.
Bring
has
these
used all its
guys
ammunition.
in.
Slingers! Fire!
Guys firing.
Thorax swordsman! General! Advance! Swords! Wheelbear!
Right, we're getting control of this flank. This is where we're going to be going in.
Hoplite!
At the moment, these guys are just going to be holding.
One of our units has used all its ammunition. Our general is under attack.
Melee troops! Advance!
Push that way.
Ready! We await your command! Thorax
Okay.
swordsman!
Got them.
Cavalry!
Tarantines there. Elephants over here.
Ready! Italian cavalry!
Shot cav. Here's my general.
Hellenic Royal Cavalry!
Hellenic Royal Cavalry.
As you command! Orders! As you command! Elephants ready for battle! Thorax swordsman! We await your command! Ready, men!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Use the fear factor
Royal Cavalry!
over here.
Yours to command!
These guys are a little bit out on their own.
Missile infantry at your command!
Need to break through. I think we're disengage you.
Melee troops awaiting orders!
You shift your focus
One of our units has used all
back
its
more
ammunition.
that way.
Yours to command! Men of Italia! Ready for orders! At the double!
General, where are you?
Royal Cavalry! Riders and ready and waiting! Six Domine! Hoplites! Attack that position! Front shield pikes! We await your command!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Right, Sarissas.
Ready and waiting!
You guys push in there.
Swords! For glory! Slingers! Understood!
Okay, these guys are breaking.
Hoplites ready! Understood!
You support these guys.
Slingers! Ready for orders!
The enemy general is dead.
Move forward.
Orders! Shock cavalry ready! Advance and spear!
Right, we should be able to get the shock cav
Spears!
through there.
We await your command! Hack them down! By your command! Ready! Commander! Tarantine cavalry! Riders!
And fire my Tyrantine.
Slingers!
Slingers through.
Ready and waiting!
Through.
Advance!
Bring the elephants, armored elephants through.
Swords!
Right, we're now getting behind them.
By your command! Forward!
We've got the opposition on the move. That means we're
Slingers!
slingers.
Heavy cavalry ready! Orders! Swords!
Swordsman.
Ready! Break the line! At ready! For glory!
Got some very light missile troops here.
At the double! Ready!
These guys are collapsing.
Ready for orders!
Push through. Don't think we need you anymore. Go away.
Armored elephant! Ready and waiting! General! Men of Italia! General! Victoria! Lead us! Armored elephant!
Elephants push through.
The battle is turning.
Sarissa cavalry! Forward!
Haha.
Service!
There you were.
Double
Pushing in on them.
pike infantry ready!
You pike infantry, you go there, you take the settlement.
And speed! Slingers! Take aim! Ready! Ready and waiting! Riders! Move out!
You pull away.
Orders! Elephants! Forward! Orders! Double time!
Yeah, these guys are taking a little bit of a beating, but
As you command! Ready to ride! Commander!
all on those.
Yours to command! At the double! Orders!
Sarissas.
Ready and waiting! Melee infantry ready!
Where's my elephants?
Armored elephant! Royal cavalry! We await your command! Right ready! Elephants at the ready! Armored
The
elephant!
men are wavering.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
Melee infantry! Orders! Engage! The charge!
Need some cav.
Light infantry ready! Swords!
Push on these.
Armored elephant! Ready! Engage! Yours to command!
Okay, end battle. We lost 353. As usual, the elephants did fantastically well. 482 kills. I mean, in some ways, these elephants are very OP, actually. But we've now effectively got control of a first region in a new province. And down they go. And of course we're going to occupy. And kind of navies come out and still been around, but we can take that out with our navy. Military traditions. And we've got this settlement here. Horse pens. Got a fishing village, which is going to give us food. Certainly going to convert you just to... This region doesn't really have much in it, so convert you. What we got here? Meeting ground. I'm not sure. Let's just have a look. Where is... The settlement is there. Now, Apollonia has a barracks in it. Let's see. You don't. Do I want a barracks here? What I would like is we got a fishing port that gives us food. We've got horse pens which you can turn into a barracks. Okay, we're going to get rid of one of these because this settlement actually has marble, which could be very useful. What we need to do is get rid of this navy. It's retreated, so we should be able to get up and trash this navy. Okay. Let's just go for the auto resolve on that. We'll just take the money, and of course that gives a promotion to our admiral here. How much damage do you take? Probably a lot. Oops, no, that one way. Okay. He's actually got what is the promotion here? Upgrade. Okay, we've got something here that's giving an upgrade to our... It must be one of these. Fishmonger... Tritium... Shipwright, there we are. That gives us level 1 hulls. I think at the moment I'm just going to slip you into Asculum. And we'll just see what we can recruit here. Firepots. I must admit, I'm not a big fan of firepots. I mean, if you can get them to ram if you can get them to ram in a battle, if you're fighting manually, they're okay, but they can be a little bit of a, you know. We're going to get more of those in there. We upgrade. What do we need for this? So we actually need this. So that will give us some more replenishment. Maybe when this tech finishes, we'll get this and then we'll level up and then we can upgrade Aretium. So we've now got control of here. What's the culture here? 0%. Okay. We're really going to need to work on the culture here. And it's going to be slow progress, although it's going to be 1.4%. One thing that you need to be aware of about culture is that if you've got a new culture like this, you get a little bit of a boost because you've got the low culture. You can see the whatever this culture is, the Illyrium culture is 91%, but it's actually falling despite having an influence of 12, because the way culture works is it works towards an even balance based on the culture wants to get to, say, 60-30. So that's the way you've got to look at it. Okay, we're going to put a barracks here because I think we're going to be fighting these guys quite well. I mean, do they like us or hate us? Although I'm not going to be rushing to war. What have we got with them at the moment? We've got a non-aggression and a thing there. I think what I wouldn't mind is get a peace treaty. Yep. Screw some money out of them.
I will listen before I turn you inside out.
No, okay. Okay, maybe I was a bit too greedy. We're just asked for 1,000 then.
For the good of my...
Because I don't want to come out here at the moment. What I want to find out is what's going on here. What I want to do is complete this province now. Give me control of the Adriatic. And probably more importantly, I want the next real settlement I want is Dalminium here. Because that opens up the gateway to here. And then that opens up the gateway to Thrake. So these are going to be our next target. But in the short term, I just want to consolidate my current holdings. Unless we can get into some mischief down here. It looks like Sparta. What's our relationship with Sparta? We got...
I am here to listen. If you
non-aggression
speak
to Sparta.
truth will be your...
I'm not quite ready yet to break the non-aggressions. But we'll go forward. I think next thing I want to do is just see if I can... Who's the new wife? Okay. Okay, we're going to send her to Syracuse because I'd like to get her up here, because you can see for every wife that gets to level 4 you get -1 empire maintenance, plus you get improved loyalty and also plus 6% wealth and entertainment from all regions. So these are faction wide benefits. So I certainly want that. For you, you're in Rome, you're Epirus II. Kind of half thinking that I'd like to get him into maybe a little bit of a battle. So we're just going to go for an intern. Oh, wow, a whole load of motions. Our navy here. I like that. I think what we'll do is we're going to go for unwavering loyalty there, so we can get the cultural conversion. Around public order, province tax rate. Got Izil, I mean, got even more cultural conversion there as well. I think in the short term we're going to go with that, because what we're going to do is send the navy across to the south region we just caught, and those cultural values will push things up a little bit. We've got here military traditions. I always want the campaign movement range. Now this is obviously our faction leader, so well, that's gonna, I think we're certainly going to want that. Got charge bonus for all units, 10% melee skill for all infantry units. Oh yeah, I certainly want to. I think we're going to stack that one, because that will, considering the fact that it's strong infantry element, that should do it. I'm just going to go for an intern. Okay, rampant piracy. Well, change that to hunting. Political intrigue. We got a generous tribute. New political appointment. Rebellion in Rati. Okay, that's okay. We're quite happy there. I'm getting a little bit uncomfortable with Asilla. They brought in another army here. So can I raise another army here? No. Right, so can I raise another army here?
Ready for battle. I want hourly patrols.
I think we need to send a pretty strong message to Masilla that we're not messing about.
Come, fight with us.
We'll just put in a couple of these, and I don't want to spend a lot of money. I think we're putting a couple of levy hoplites as well. And what we're going to do is just move this army back behind here. So he's defending this settlement. At Medlem, is nearly there. Well, yes, nearly there with respect to a full garrison.
We hunger
And
for
we've
battle.
now got this army here. And Noah, 2 more turns, and Genoa will have another level up.
Ready for orders.
We get a couple of mercs as well. Alpine skirmishers. Let's see if we can build anything else first. You
Ready for
can just
battle.
skip out of there.
At once.
What I want is the marble workshop. Equipment. Here we are. Marble outcrop here. And again, just to show you, this path just gives you money, but this one is good. You can see we get 1250 from local commerce and more than 650 from that. So marble is a real money maker with respect, but what you can see though is it does have a lot of public order, so you do need, so we're going to go for the marble outcrop there. Got 9,000 to spend. We're okay here. One more turn and Consentia will be up to. Let me just see here. I'm kind of inclined to take this up, even if it is going to give me a food problem. Allied Polis, which should take me to 1350. This one will be there. I think what I'm looking at is a stronger garrison eventually. This unlocks things. Hellenic colony, that gives me a garrison of 16. Gives me a garrison of 15. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go for a Hellenic colony in the short term, which at the moment doesn't give me an increase in cash, but we're okay for cash at the moment. But look, with the barracks there, I don't know, maybe we can go straight, because we got a barracks here. So it's the, yeah, I think we're going to go with an allied metropolis. Just make sure it doesn't have any downsides. Got increased banditry. I think what we'll do is we're just going to go for metropolitus here. Like that. I'm just going to take that up. Take a look at Nuria. Just make sure. A couple more turns and these guys are going to be ready to go. What I'm going to do is pick this navy up, bring you over into Iader here. What that should do is increase the cultural conversion. It's going to give me a problem with public order, but look at the cultural conversion now. Yeah, I mean, we've got influence at 20 now, which is actually greater than the opposition, so we can start really starting to push up the Hellenic culture there. My agent, get you over here just to see what's going on. Okay. Are you guys replenishing? No. I think at the moment they're just gonna have to stand there and wait and see what happens. A little bit more cash to spend. Got here. What are you? You're not going to really. You're just going to consume my food, and I don't really want improved irrigation. This would give me a little bit more food at the expense. I think we can take up Bevenentum, which is there just for a little bit more food. And I think I've got enough time for one more end turn, so I'm just going to go for an end turn. Yep, got rebellion in Nuria. Mission issued. Research the technology following the career of management. Okay, faction arises somewhere. Arena. Way down there. Population surplus in Magna Gracia. We're certainly going to turn that to our advantage. Getting a little bit annoyed with
Ready for battle. On
had
the
enough
move.
of you.
Waiting for more orders. Make haste, men.
And you're in range of the garrison.
Ready for orders.
We're just going to recruit. Again, predominantly infantry army, so I don't want to keep spending money on armies, though. That's the problem. Got some Tarantines. I think we'll recruit a Tarantine,
It's a good life.
and we've got a little bit of a front line. Get a couple more of these. And see what else we've got. These guys, what are you?
We hunger for
I think
battle.
we can go one turn here and just let these guys burn out some of their unhappiness. Probably the polite way of saying it. Down here we've got yeah, certainly going to put this up here. Don't want a workshop, homestead. Got here grain pits. This gives me a supply line, cattle pens, and limited warhouse horse breeding. That's not bad. I mean, we can't build a farm because we've already got a farm. And there's 2 food. Food's getting a bit low, so oh, what we got here? Olive press. Nearly missed this one. Okay, what we got here? Wealth, agriculture. Yep, we're certainly going for the olive press here. Again, this comes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the video. These buildings, these specialist buildings here, just make so much money. Yeah, I didn't realise there was olives. Olives is quite a good, profitable thing. Again, it's one of the more rarer resources on the map. And we've got a little bit more cash to spend, but I doubt very much whether I'm going to... 2 more turns and Apollonia will be ready. More turns, Potassium. Let's just take this up. Got here glassware, a bit more glassware. Bit of squalor. A bit more research as well. So I think... maybe we'll just spend the money on that. And this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.